Right now, as you read these words, there is a hidden war happening inside your body, and for most of you, you are accidentally funding the wrong side. Everything you've been told about prostate cancer is incomplete. Most people believe it's a death sentence written in your DNA, or a simple roll of the dice with bad luck, but that is a lie. The truth is that most men over the age of 70 already have microscopic cancer cells in their prostate, but for the vast majority, those cells will stay tiny, silent, and harmless. They only become a killer when you flip a biological switch that allows them to hijack your blood supply and feed. What if you had the power to keep that switch turned off? What if the most effective starvation strategy for cancer isn't found in a pharmacy, but in your kitchen? This is the science of anti-angiogenesis. We aren't talking about healthy eating in a vague, abstract way. We are talking about specific, bioactive molecules that act like a tactical strike against a tumor's supply lines. By understanding the science of the kitchen pharmacy, you can move from being a passive observer of your health to an active defender. To understand how to starve a tumor, we must first understand the biological laws of the 2-millimeter limit. In the world of oncology, a tumor without a blood supply is a prisoner of its own biology. Because oxygen and nutrients can only diffuse through tissue at a very short distance, a cluster of abnormal cells cannot grow larger than the tip of a ballpoint pen, roughly 1 to 2 millimeters, without its own dedicated plumbing. At this stage, the tumor is clinically silent, meaning it won't show up on a scan and it won't cause symptoms. This state is known as tumor dormancy. The breakthrough in modern science was the realization that cancer is not just a disease of abnormal cells, but a disease of abnormal environment. The angiogenic switch is the moment those dormant cells release a distress signal called vascular endothelial growth factor, or VEGF, which tricks the body into building new blood vessels specifically to feed the cancer. Once that switch is flipped, the tumor is no longer trapped. It has a high-speed highway for nutrients and a getaway vehicle for metastasis. This transformation from a harmless cluster to a predatory disease is not a random accident. It is a metabolic process that requires specific building permits from the body. If you deny the tumor those permits, it cannot build the infrastructure it needs to threaten your life. The philosophy of using food as medicine is often misunderstood or dismissed as alternative, but in reality, it is the most sophisticated form of molecular biology available to the public. In a clinical setting, doctors use silver bullets, high-potency drugs designed to block a single protein or pathway like VEGF, or the androgen receptor. While effective, these drugs often come with heavy side effects because they are so blunt in their approach, and eventually the cancer learns to navigate around them. Nutrition, however, works like silver buckshot. A single serving of certain plants contains hundreds of bioactive compounds that nudge dozens of biological pathways simultaneously. This is critical because cancer is redundant. If you block one growth signal, the cancer often finds a workaround. Food creates a multi-targeted environment that makes it nearly impossible for a tumor to find a detour to a new blood supply. This concept, known as metabolic angio-prevention, focuses on making the soil of your body so inhospitable to new, disorganized blood vessels that the seeds of cancer can never take root. It shifts the focus from killing the intruder to fixing the house, so the intruder has nowhere to hide and nothing to eat. The most formidable weapon in this kitchen pharmacy is the tomato, but specifically the molecule known as lycopene. Lycopene is the carotenoid that gives the tomato its deep red color, but inside the male body, it acts as a molecular brake. Extensive research, including the famous Health Professionals follow-up study, has shown that men who consume high amounts of cooked tomato products have a significantly lower risk of developing aggressive, bone-seeking prostate cancer. Lycopene works by interfering with the migration of endothelial cells, the cells that line your blood vessels. When a tumor shouts, "I'm hungry," by releasing VEGF, lycopene acts like a set of earplugs, preventing the blood vessels from hearing the command and moving toward the tumor. Furthermore, lycopene inhibits the ACT signaling pathway, which is the internal on switch for many prostate cancer cells. However, the secret to tomatoes is not just eating them, but how you prepare them. Lycopene is fat-soluble and tightly bound to the plant's fiber. To unlock its full anti-angiogenic potential, tomatoes must be heated to break down the cell walls and paired with a healthy fat like extra virgin olive oil. This specific combination can increase the absorption of lycopene by up to 400%, turning a standard grocery item into a potent biological defense. Complementing the red shield of the tomato is the green destroyer, green tea. For centuries, green tea has been a staple of longevity in the East, but we now know its primary weapon is a polyphenol called EGCG. In the context of the prostate, EGCG is a master regulator of the hormonal environment. Prostate cancer is uniquely driven by male hormones like DHT, which can create a state of pseudohypoxia, making the cell believe it is suffocating even when oxygen levels are normal. This false alarm is what flips the angiogenic switch. EGCG has the remarkable ability to silence this false alarm by inhibiting a protein called HIF-1 alpha. By shutting down the signal at the source, green tea keeps the tumor in a state of permanent starvation. It also targets the mTOR pathway, which is essentially the growth engine of the cell. Clinical trials have even shown that for men with high-grade precursor lesions like HG-PIN, the daily consumption of green tea catechins can lead to a 90% reduction in the progression to invasive cancer. To maximize this effect, the tea must be steeped for at least 3 to 5 minutes to release the polyphenols and should never be paired with cow's milk, as the proteins in milk can bind to the catechins and prevent your body from absorbing them. Beyond the tea and tomatoes lies the strategy of the cruciferous family: broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts, and cauliflower. These vegetables contain a compound called glucoraphanin, which converts into sulforaphane, a biological multi-tool that targets the structural scaffolding of cancer. For a new blood vessel to form, it needs a basement membrane to latch onto. Sulforaphane interferes with the enzymes that build this foundation, meaning that even if a tumor tries to recruit a blood supply, the vessels have nowhere to anchor. Furthermore, these vegetables provide a compound called DIM, which helps the body metabolize hormones into safer, less aggressive forms. DM essentially retunes the hormonal environment of the prostate, so it no longer vibrates with the frequency of growth. To get the most out of these vegetables, one must utilize the chop and wait method. The enzyme that creates sulforaphane, myrosinase, is activated by physical damage, like chewing or chopping, but it is destroyed by heat. By chopping your broccoli and letting it sit for 40 minutes before cooking, you allow the sulforaphane to form and stabilize, ensuring the anti-cancer properties survive the pan. If you are already eating cooked broccoli, adding a pinch of raw mustard seed powder can reactivate these compounds, providing a massive boost to your body's anti-angiogenic defenses. We must also look at the anti-inflammatory king, turmeric. Its active compound, curcumin, addresses the hot environment that precedes cancer. Chronic inflammation in the prostate, often caused by oxidative stress or infection, releases chemical fertilizers that encourage blood vessel growth. Curcumin effectively shuts down the master inflammatory switch, known as NF-κB, cooling the environment and depriving the tumor of the inflammatory fuel it needs to grow. Because curcumin is notoriously difficult for the body to absorb, it must always be paired with black pepper. The piperine in black pepper increases curcumin absorption by an astounding 2,000%, turning a simple spice into a systemic defense mechanism. When combined with the berry defense, the anthocyanins and ellagic acid found in pomegranates and raspberries, the effect is compounded. Ellagic acid acts as a direct inhibitor of growth factor receptors, essentially unplugging the tumor's ability to receive growth messages from the rest of the body. In fact, pomegranate juice has been shown in some studies to slow the doubling time of PSA, which is a key marker of how fast a prostate cancer is progressing. The story of soy is perhaps the most controversial, yet the data is clear. In cultures where whole fermented soy is a staple, prostate cancer mortality is among the lowest on Earth. The fear that soy feminizes men is a myth that ignores the powerful role of genistein. Genistein is a specialized isoflavone that inhibits tyrosine kinases, the high-powered engines that cancer cells use to invade surrounding tissue and build blood vessels. Rather than interfering with testosterone in a negative way, genistein helps the prostate maintain a balanced hormonal environment, preventing cells from overreacting to growth signals. It acts as a selective modulator, meaning it provides the benefits of hormonal balance without the side effects of hormone-blocking drugs. By sticking to whole forms of soy like edamame, tempeh, or miso, and avoiding processed soy isolates found in many protein bars and shakes, men can harness a tool that significantly reduces the density of blood vessels within a tumor, effectively keeping it in a state of starvation. Finally, we must address the landscaping of cancer. Aggressive prostate cancer is notorious for spreading to the bone, but it doesn't just show up there. It sends out tiny messengers called exosomes to prepare the bone marrow soil before the cancer seeds arrive. Allium vegetables, garlic, onions, leeks, and shallots contain organosulfur compounds like allicin that interfere with this landscaping process. These compounds inhibit the enzymes, specifically matrix metalloproteinases or MMPs, that cancer uses to dig through tissue and enter the bloodstream. By strengthening the cellular walls of the prostate and inhibiting the digging tools of the cancer, garlic makes it much harder for a tumor to expand its territory. To unlock the allicin in garlic, it should be crushed or minced and allowed to sit for 10 minutes before cooking, which allows the chemical reaction to complete and create the active sulfur compounds that protect your bones from metastatic invasion. Starving cancer, however, is not just about what you add to your plate, but what you remove. Refined sugars and high glycemic carbohydrates act like high-octane fuel for the angiogenic switch. When your blood sugar spikes, your body releases a massive dose of insulin and IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor. IGF-1 is one of the most potent pro-growth signals in human biology. For a dormant prostate tumor, an IGF-1 spike is a green light to begin aggressive expansion and vessel recruitment. Similarly, an overload of omega-6 vegetable oils, found in most processed snack foods and fried items, promotes the chronic inflammation that feeds the fire of angiogenesis. These oils increase the production of prostaglandins, which are like tiny sparks that keep the angiogenic switch flipped to the on position. By shifting toward an omega-3-rich diet with fatty fish, walnuts, and flax seeds, you create a vascular environment that is naturally resistant to runaway growth. Omega-3s actually compete with omega-6 in your cells, effectively drowning out the pro-inflammatory signals and replacing them with signals that promote vessel stability rather than vessel chaos. The larger picture of prostate health also involves the gut microbiome. We are finding that the kitchen pharmacy doesn't just work on the cancer directly, it works through the trillions of bacteria living in your intestines. For example, the pomegranate compounds we mentioned earlier are converted into a molecule called urolithin A by your gut bacteria. If your gut health is poor due to a diet high in processed foods and low in fiber, you may not be able to produce the very molecules needed to starve the cancer. This is why fiber from beans, lentils, and whole grains is a secret weapon in the anti-angiogenic arsenal. Fiber acts as a prebiotic, feeding the specific bacteria that produce anti-cancer metabolites. A healthy gut ensures that every blueberry you eat and every cup of tea you drink is actually processed into its most potent anti-angiogenic form. In conclusion, the angiogenic switch is not a one-time event that happens by chance. It is a constant biological negotiation between the food you eat and the cells in your body. Every choice you make at the grocery store or a restaurant is a vote for or against the growth of abnormal cells. Prostate cancer thrives in an environment of high inflammation, high insulin, and high hormonal noise. By filling your diet with the bioactive compounds found in tomatoes, crucifers, green tea, and spices, you are reclaiming control over your internal environment. You are ensuring that if a tiny, harmless cluster of cells does appear, it remains exactly that: tiny, harmless, and starved. Knowledge is the most effective form of prevention. When you move from passive consumption to active defense, your kitchen becomes your first line of defense in the war against cancer. This is about a permanent strategy for biological dominance over disease. Stay informed, eat with strategy, and remember that you have the power to keep the switch turned off. The battle for your health is fought in the grocery aisles and on your dinner plate, and with the right knowledge, it is a battle you are equipped to win.